Jonathan, thanks very much for being here. Firstly, what's your impression of the Digital Festival?
It's a very nice and lively event, lots of interesting people. It's nice to be here.
What advice would you have for digital Switzerland?
Make more chocolate.
Exactly, yeah. A digital version of analog chocolate. What was the best business decision you ever took in your life?
Pursuing the ideas I want to figure out and my passion, right? So.
And what piece of advice would you give to your younger self?
It's a big question. I'm not old enough to answer it, maybe.
That's all right.
I think the important thing is in life is to do what you like and figure out what you're good at and what you enjoy doing, because everything takes a lot of work. And if you don't enjoy it, it becomes suffering, right? But it's not easy. It's not easy, right? When you start, you can do anything, right? And you're not sure where to focus. But with time, you have to figure out what are the things that you did that worked for you, and do more of that.
Did Google approach you about their Google Glass project at all?
There were some talks, but it wasn't serious on our side, because our device is very different from Google Glass. So in a way, their device was a screen on your face. Our device is something that doesn't need a screen. And so it works in a very different way. The Google Glass ended up being glasses on a camera on your forehead, which is more similar to what we do. But there was the overhead of having the screen there. It wasn't useful. And as a tool, it wasn't a very good device, because it was a spy camera that you put on you, and that's why people hated it so much. And our philosophy was very, very different from the beginning, because we realized if we want to have a device that helps people, it has to maintain their privacy. And there's no other way to maintain your privacy than to give you the information there, on the spot. And we worked hard to make a clever device that can tell you what it sees. And it's very different from their concept. So it wasn't a very close fit, even though it looks in a way.
In the future, do you think it will be necessary to carry around a camera blocker in order to protect your privacy in public spaces?
I don't know if there is such technology as a camera blocker. But if there is, it might be useful. It is true that nowadays we are videoed everywhere. The number of cameras is huge because they're so cheap. There's no reason not to. And there are definite considerations we have to take as in humanity. How do we want to approach this? The way we deal with it at OrCam, which I think is the right place to do, is we do have a camera, but it doesn't operate as a camera because it doesn't take pictures. It looks and it tells you. There's no real problem, right? So, and in that sense, I don't think there's any problem of privacy. This will have to be dealt with the legal system to figure out what's right and wrong. And these are big questions, but I'm sure there is a proper answer, right? So we want tools that will help us but not harm us. And OrCam AI is a supreme example of how you can build such a technology.
What are OrCam's next big goals?
So we want to make sure our technology gets to everyone who needs it. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people, and they speak very different languages, and they live in very different areas. And we are working hard to make sure the technology will work everywhere for everyone. Another big goal that we have is to make sure that kids that start their life and they have a problem will get this technology as soon as possible, because a child who is born with low vision has a very, very low chance of ever being employed. When you meet kids like that, and if you ever walk on the street and you see a blind kid or a blind person out there, they are amazing people, because they're so clever they can figure out how to navigate the world with such a big disability. And I strongly encourage you to talk to them, if not bother them, but speak to them. We want all these people to have a device that lets them overcome this disability, which we made a technicality, right? So reading and recognizing people, it's a technicality all of a sudden. And then these people can flourish and fulfill their full potential. And then I think we'll get we'll reach our goal.
How does AR, augmented reality, work in combination with your device, maybe now, but also in the future?
So AR is augmented reality, right? Which is how do I augment my world or my reality? Most people think about AR as putting a screen in front of your face. It's good for gaming and other industries, but it's not clear how much it helps you in the real life, right? So you want to augment your life, but how do you want to do it? So blocking your eyes or putting something between reality and you is an interesting concept. We are doing it in a very different way, and we augment your reality with sound. And that's the amazing decision we made to help you by telling you the things you might not notice. And as such, it's like a little bird telling you, oh, here's Rico, right? Or here's that guy, or that's what's written here. So we augment your reality, but in a much more natural way. And I believe this is the way to go, because reality is amazing.